Hello everybody, the Board Game Man is back on the air, and this time we're going to finish off my Sushi trilogy. So first we saw Sushi Go, then we saw Sushi Go Party, and now we're going to check out Sushi Roll. Now this game is also made by Gamewright, came out in 2019, this is 2 to 5 players, but the big difference in this game is we're not looking at cards, we are looking at good old-fashioned dice. So let's head on over to the gamer's table, and I'll show you how to play Sushi Roll. All right, everybody, here we are at the gaming table for Sushi Roll, and you can see I bought it brand new. So none of the things are punched out yet, but they will be punched out very soon. So I just want to show you the components of the game. Here are the player boards, and obviously you get 5 of them because it is a 2 to 5 player game. And you can see all these have to do with Sushi Go. As you can see, all the different you have the sushis here. You got the maki rolls. You got the dumplings, the sashimi, and the tempura. You have the chopsticks here. Now, the only thing I saw that was from the Sushi Go Party were their menus, which we didn't have in Sushi Go. Then you have the wasabi, and then you have the puddings. All right. So there are the player boards. Then you have the revolving, the little revolving sushi places you go to. So this actually stands for the first player, one with the red line around it. And you'll see the revolving belt that goes around. I'll show you how that works. Then you have these tokens here. Let me go ahead and show you these. You have the pudding tokens that you keep track of throughout the game. You have the chopstick tokens here, and these allow you to swap a die. So that's what the chopsticks do in this game. You also have, this is what the menus come into play. You actually get a reroll token, and you can reroll any one of your die. And then you also have the point tokens. So in this game, we have tokens, where in Sushi Go Party, we had the point tracker going around the board. This one has tokens that you use throughout the game. Then you have the dice. Let me go ahead and show you a few of these dice here. See if I get lucky, maybe get one of each. And of course, I got a bunch of purple ones. Let me see if I can get one of each die. That way I can show you what is on each one of these die. I think it's 5 different ones. Yeah. So let me go show you the different dice here. So you can see the white ones have the sushi on them. So you have the egg, you have the salmon, and then you have there it is, the squid, okay? Then the next one is the red die. Those are the maki rolls. You can see you have 3, 2, and 1 on there, okay? Third row is the purple die. These are the ones that have the dumplings, the tempura, and the sashimi. Fourthly, you have the green dice, and the green die have the chopsticks, has the wasabi, and the menus. And then last and certainly not least, we have the pink die, which are the puddings. You see it has 1, 2, and 3 on there. So those are all the dice that are in the game. And the final thing is the instruction booklet. They did a really, really good job with the instruction booklet. It doesn't take long to read. Just open it up here, has all the goodies in there, and the back page. That is it. And there are the components for Sushi Roll. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the time, go ahead and punch all these out, and then I will show you how to play. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. I went ahead and punched out all the tokens that we had here, the swap tokens, the rerolls, the puddings, and the points. So what you're going to do is to set up the game is you're going to go ahead and give each player one of your trays. This is a tray. And each player is going to start off with 2 chopsticks and 3 rerolls. You're going to give each player what it says down here. Okay. Now, depending on how many players of the game, I'm going to show you a quick little 2-player game. So what you do is you look at the instruction booklet and it says if you have 2 players, each player will have 8 dice. Now what you're going to do since you have a 2-player, you're going to take one of these with a red and a regular one. Put the rest back in the box because you don't need those. And you're going to go ahead and shuffle these up like so. And you're just going to give each player one of them. Okay. And let's see, it turns out this is going to be the first player, okay? These is like the conveyor belt you see at those revolving sushi places, which I absolutely love. Okay, so we're going to put these up here a little bit, that way you can see them a little better. Alrighty, put these up a little higher. There we go, perfect. Okay, So now what you're going to do is each player is going to roll 8 dice. So we're going to go ahead and take out 8. I'm going to try not to take out more than 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 2 more. Let me grab 2 more. Okay. Now each player can do this simultaneously, but since I'm only the one here, I'm going to have to roll both and place them here first. Okay, before you roll. Each player is just going to make sure they grab 8 dice. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So first you'll put them right here, okay? Now, set the bag to the side, and now you get to roll your dice simultaneously. So we'll do the first player is going to go ahead and roll, okay? And you're going to keep whatever you have up here on your belt, like so. So whatever you roll, you're going to keep it just like this, okay? And the second player is going to grab all their dice, and they're going to roll them just like so, and put them on their belt. Okay. Make sure you don't lose what you got there. Okay, cool. Now the first player is going to go ahead and choose one of their dice to see what they want to do. Okay, now you guys, like I say here is the scoring that's down below. The scoring is slightly different than Sushi Go. It's similar in some aspects, and it's a little different. Let me go ahead and show you these. That way, before I start showing you how to do this. Now, you'll see here, these are pretty much the same as they are in the game, where you have the egg nigiri, that's 1 point. Then you got the salmon is 2, and then a squid is 3. Then you have the maki rolls. This is exactly the same, where at the end of the round, most has 6, and the second place has 3. Now, it's a little different in this game. If you have a total of, say you have 2 people that end up having the same amount, both players will get the full amount of the points. Now, in Sushi Go, if you had 2 players with the most maki rolls, you would split it and make it 3. In this case, that does not happen. So if you have 2 players that have the most, that tie, they both get 6. If you have 2 players that tie in second place, they both get 3, and so on. So that's how that works. Now, here is the dumplings. You can see the dumplings, the scoring is a little different. Before, it was like 1, 3, 6. This one, if you have 1, you get 2 points. 2, you get 4 points. 3, you get 8 points. Pretty cut and dry. The shrimp tempura, you can either have 1 is 1, 2 is 5, or 3 is 10. Okay? And then you have the sashimi. If you have 1, you get 0. 2, you get 6. And 3, you get 13. So it's a little different on that one. Very different. Then you have the nigiri. That is the same, or the wasabi. That is exactly the same, where you use the wasabi. But what you need to do when you place them on your tray here, okay, you just like the card game where you have to have the wasabi first and then get the sushi. It's the same in this game. You must, if you pick the wasabi, then you put the wasabi on here, and then later on, if you got one of these sushis, you would place it on top of the wasabi, okay? And that's how you score the points on that, okay? But you can't have a salmon sitting here, and then you got a wasabi, and put it on. You can't do that. You have to get the wasabi first, and then the next sushi you place on top of the wasabi. So that's how that works, okay? Then you have up to 2 menus that you can have, which those are the ones that you get to re-roll as many dice as you want that you rolled. So say 3 of them you want to re-roll, you get to re-roll 3. If there's just 1 you want to re-roll, you just re-roll 1. So that's how that works, okay? Chopsticks, we just said you have 1 chopstick and you have 2 chopsticks. That is the on the dice. You have 2 and then 1. And those are the ones you swap. And then what you do is if you roll those, you keep those, then you get to draw another swap card. Or if there was 2 chopsticks, you got to draw 2 of them, okay? And that's how that works. And then, of course, you have the pudding. And the pudding is the same as well. It's different. It's the same as the maki rolls. If you have the same amount, 2 people have the same amount of the puddings, they get the full amount of 6. But the fewest still is -6, so that hasn't changed. But if you do get 2 players that have the most, they don't split it. Like you do in the Sushi Go, it's the same. You get the full points, okay? At the start of the game, it does show you here. You start off with 2 swaps and 3 menus. At the end of the game, for each pair that you have, you get 1 point, if you still have those at the end of the game. So you don't have to really feel that you need to use them. but for each pair you get 1 point. So you still get some kind of point if you don't use them. And that's in there in pairs, okay? So that's how the scoring goes on this. So it's a little, slightly different than Sushi Go, and that's good. You don't want it exact. You want a little, some differences. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. I went ahead and punched out all the tokens that we had here, the swap tokens, the rerolls, the puddings, and the points. So what you're going to do is to set up the game is you're going to go ahead and give each player one of your trays. This is a tray. And each player is going to start off with 2 chopsticks and 3 rerolls. You're going to give each player what it says down here. Okay. Now, depending on how many players of the game, I'm going to show you a quick little 2-player game. So what you do is you look at the instruction booklet and it says if you have 2 players, each player will have 8 dice. Now what you're going to do since you have a 2-player, you're going to take one of these with a red and a regular one. Put the rest back in the box because you don't need those. And you're going to go ahead and shuffle these up like so. And you're just going to give each player one of them. Okay. And let's see, it turns out this is going to be the first player. Okay. These is like the conveyor belt you see at those revolving sushi places, which I absolutely love. Okay, so we're going to put these up here a little bit. That way you can see them a little better. Alrighty. Put these up a little higher. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So now what you're going to do is each player is going to roll 8 dice. So we're going to go ahead and take out 8. I'm going to try not to take out more than 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 2 more. Let me grab 2 more. Okay. Now, each player can do this simultaneously, but since I'm only the one here, I'm going to have to roll both of them separately. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead... before you roll, you're just going to take 8 dice and place them here first. Okay? Before you roll. Each player is just going to make sure they grab 8 dice. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So first you'll put them right here. Okay? Now... set the bag to the side, and now you get to roll your dice simultaneously. So we'll do the first player is going to go ahead and roll, okay? And you're going to keep whatever you have up here on your belt, like so. So whatever you roll, you're going to keep it just like this, okay? And the second player is going to grab all their dice, and they're going to roll them just like so, and put them on their belt. Okay. Make sure you don't lose what you got there. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's take a look at the dice that I just rolled. So you can see you're going to start with the first player that has the red belt, and they're going to choose one of these die to put on their tray. So let's just say, for instance, in this one, he's going to decide to do the wasabi. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the wasabi, and he's going to place it right on his tray. And then it goes to the next player. So the next player is going to look and see what they want to take off of their belt. And let's just say he's going to go for the maki roll, the 3. So he's going to go ahead and place that on his. Okay. And now you're done with the first roll. So now what you're going to do, let me pull these back a little bit here, is you're going to switch. So now that both sides have a die, you're going to switch them around. And then you're going to do a re-roll. So let's just say the second player is going to go ahead and grab these dice that he just got, and he's going to re-roll them. Whoops. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and place this up on his belt. Okay, we'll do this like so. And then this player is going to go ahead and re-roll his. Okay, there's that. And there's that. Roll this again here. And there we go. Okay. So now the first player is going to look at his dice and think, what do I want to get? He's probably going to go, let's just say he wants to go also for the wasabi. So he's going to grab this wasabi and place it on his belt, or on his plate. Now the rules apply just like in Sushi Go, where you have to have the wasabi first, and then you get a sushi in order to combine them together. So you can't have a salmon on here and then get a wasabi and match it up. You can't do that. So that's why they want to get the wasabi first before you get any sushis in this case. So this player went ahead and chose first because he has the red belt. And now it's going to go over to the second player. The second player is going to think, okay, you know what? I'm going to go for, I got some dumplings out here. I'm going to go ahead and choose a dumpling. So you go ahead and goes for the dumpling. Okay, now they're going to do the switcheroo. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So So now this is the first player, and then you're going to re-roll again. So you're going to go ahead and re-roll. After every turn, you re-roll the dice. See what you got here. Okay. So we'll do this. Oh, a lot of dumplings there. Wow. And then this player is going to re-roll him or her. Okay, got this, and this, and this. Okay. So let's see. What he wants to do probably is get this salmon and place it on top of the wasabi. So that's how you do the together there, is you're going to place this right on top of the wasabi. That's how you score that one. Okay, so obviously this is going to be 6 points, just like in the regular game. So on this side, he's probably going to do the same thing. He might as well, oh, I'm sorry, that was this guy was supposed to go first, but that's okay. In this case, they're both going to do the same thing. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we're going to do the switcheroos. Now that both played a die. Now we're going to go ahead and re-roll these. Okay, let's do this, and this, and this. And this player is going to go ahead and re-roll these. Okay. Yes. Boy, those dumplings again. All right. So here's the first player. He's going to go ahead and decide which one if he wants to do, or if he wants to swap, he can always swap a die for another one that's over there. Or he can decide to re-roll as many of these dice that he wants. So you have 3 of those to start off the game, and you also have 2 of these chopsticks to start off with to swap. Let's see, what does he want to do here? Let's see. You know what, I think he's going to go ahead and take a tempura, place that on his plate, and now he gets to look. He goes, I want a second dumpling. So he's going to go ahead and put another dumpling on his, and you're done with that round. So you're going to go ahead and switch them up again. And if you have more than 2 players, obviously it keeps going to the player on your left around the table. So now this is the first player over here. He's going to decide, you know what, I want another dumpling. So now he's up to 8 points in dumplings. That is really, really good. And then this player over here is going to probably choose, let's see if he goes for the maki roll there. Because there's only 2 of these die. So he wants to make sure that he gets the 6 points. So that's what he went ahead and did. So we're going to go ahead and do the switcheroo. Doom, 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 doom. This player's going to re-roll their dice. Okay. Keep those same faces up. Get these 3. Roll these. Okay. Like so. And then this player starts first. They're going to say, you know what? I want the pudding. So what he's going to do is he's going to take the pudding. And in this case, you get 2 pudding on this die. So he's going to set it right there. And immediately you're going to take 2 of these pudding tokens. You're going to take 2 of these and place them next to your board. Okay, just like so. And you take those immediately. Okay. Then you come over here, and then the max you can get on the dumpling is just 3. So he doesn't want to do another dumpling. So he's going to go ahead and probably take the salmon, because you only get 1 point for one of the tempura, but you get 2 points for the salmon. So he's going to go ahead and do that. So you're going to do that. And that is it. So we're going to go ahead and do the switcheroo. This player is going to re-roll these 2. And this player is going to go ahead and re-roll those 2. Okay. And there you have it. Okay. Here's the first player. He's going to go ahead and take the menu, because he can't do any more points with the dumplings. He's going to go ahead and take this, which allows him to get another re-roll. So he's going to take a re-roll token and put it over here. So now he has 4 of them. And this player, since you don't get any points for one sashimi, he's going to go ahead and take a dumpling. Okay. And then we do the switcheroo one last time. This player will re-roll that die. He gets a dumpling. This player will re-roll this die. He gets a dumpling as well. That's not going to do any good for him. And he gets a second dumpling over here. Okay. So just like that, we have finished the first round of 3. You still play 3 rounds in this game, just like you do in the original. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go ahead and add up the points. And in this game, with the points, you use the point tokens that are right here. So in this case here, first of all, he's got the most maki rolls. He's got 4 of them. So he's going to get 6 points for these. Let's go ahead and take those out. And he gets 6 points. Okay. Next of all, he's got 2 dumplings. So the 2 dumplings add to 4 points. Let's give him 4 points for those. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So he gets 4 points for those. He gets 2 of these puddings, so you're going to go ahead and take that off. We already did that for him already. Then you got 6 points for this. You got the wasabi and the salmon. So you get 6 points there, just like so. And then he's got 1 to purr this 1 point. So he gets 1 more point there. Let's go ahead and consolidate these here. Put 5 ones in there. We'll give him another 5 here. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to go over to the other player. He's got 3 dumplings is the max you can have, so that'd be 8 points. Let's go ahead and take those out. Okay. Well, you're going to give him 8 points for that. 7 and 8. Okay, it's 8 points for that. He also has the 6 points for the wasabi and the salmon, so he's going to get 6 points for that. Here we go. We already got him the reroll, so he's going to take that out. And he gets 2 points for the salmon. There we have it. So he gets 2 points for that. So at the end of the first round, you got player 1 over here has 17 points. This player over here at the end of one round has 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. So we got a pretty close match here. And that is after the first round. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and put all these dice back in. All the dice go back in the bag. You just want to give it a good shake there. Just like so. And then you're going to do that all over again. So you're going to do that again. You're going to grab 8 dice for each player. They're going to roll them, put them on their belt, and they continue on like so. And let me see here. After the third round, whoever has the most points wins, obviously. And you don't want to forget, for each one of these pairs, as you can see on the bottom here, for each one of these pairs at the end of the game, every swap and reroll you get 1 times 2, you get 1. So every time you get a set, you get 1 point. Okay, at the end of the game. So in this case, this player here would get 2 points for these two. Because obviously these double up, so you don't get that. This player would also get 2 points at the end of the game for any rerolls and chopsticks that you have at the end of the game. And there you have it. There is Sushi Roll. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you want to become a subscriber, click on that subscribe button down below along with the notification bell. That way it'll notify you of any future episodes that I upload. And until next time, thank you so much for watching and happy gaming.